Come in, won't you? Why, what's the matter? Surely you're not nervous. Perhaps it will calm if I tell you a story.
We are meant to call from out of the past stories, strange and weird.
Tales of mystery and terror by radio's masters of the macabre.
Stories of the supernatural, the supernormal, dramatized like fantasy, the mystery, the unknown. We tell you this frankly. So if you wish to avoid the excitement and tension of these imaginary plays, we urge you calmly and sincerely to turn off your radio now.
Welcome back to The Horror. Thanks for joining me this week. It's Christmas, so really the only appropriate ghost story to listen to is the one by Charles Dickens. We'll hear A Christmas Carol, as produced by Favorite Story. I don't know that we've heard this production before. It aired December 24th, 1949. Merry Christmas, everyone. Talk to you again next week.
This is Ronald Coleman, inviting you to radio's most dramatic half-hour, Favorite Story. This week's favorite story is the choice of no one person, but of everyone in the English-speaking world. It embodies the spirit and the beauty of Christmas more than any other writing in our language. Our sponsor sends it to you as a special Christmas gift. A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens.
Starring in the role of Ebenezer Scrooge is your favorite story host, Ronald Coleman. Mr. Coleman is supported by an all-star cast in this special production of Dickens' Christmas Carol, the world's favorite Christmas story.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power.
Get away, I tell you. I want none of your singing here now. Get away. Before I take a stick to you, all of you, get away. It was I who said those words. May heaven help my soul. It was I who called them out into the London night on Christmas Eve and sent those children scampering into the fog with fear in their hearts, where but a moment before had been the love of fellow man and God. I have learned a great deal since then, and my story bears telling. My name is Ebenezer Scrooge, and in the time of which I speak was Christmas, and the year of our Lord 1843. It was cold, bleak, biting weather. In my counting house, where I sat working busily over my ledgers, the fog came pouring in at every chink and keyhole. But I remember noting with silent glee that it had been a good year, and I was a much richer man. The city clocks had only just struck 3, but already it was quite dark, and I had lit a candle to see by. My clerk had also lit a candle, and the miserable wretch was warming his hands by it, wasting good time and money. I was just about to reprimand him when the door opened with a clatter.
Merry Christmas, Uncle. God save you.
Close that door. Do you want to freeze us out?
Oh, I'm sorry, Uncle. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. And what reason have you to be merry, huh? Heaven knows you're poor enough.
Well, then what reason have you to be sour? You're rich enough.
This is a place of business, nephew. I'll thank you to leave us alone.
Oh, now don't be angry, Uncle.
What else can I be when I live in such a world of fools? Merry Christmas. Humbug! What does it mean but a time for paying bills without money? A time for finding yourself a year older, but not an hour richer. If I had my way, every fool who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled in his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart. Now, get out.
Oh, Uncle Ebenezer,
Keep
if you'll just...
Christmas in your own way and let me keep it in mine.
Oh, but that's just it. You don't keep it. I came to ask you to have dinner with us tomorrow.
Thank you, nephew. I'll starve first.
But why? We don't want anything from you. We ask nothing of you.
Really? Not even a gift for your charming wife? A bauble for your pretty little child? Oh, come.
Oh, I'm sorry you don't understand, Uncle. I came here purely out of the Christmas spirit.
And when you go, would you please take it with you? Now, good night, nephew.
Oh, good night, sir. Merry Christmas.
Humbug!
Mr. Scrooge, sir.
Well, Cratchit, why aren't you working at your desk?
If you please, sir, there's a gentleman to see you about a charity.
Charity? Time for closing.
That's what I told him, sir.
Good evening, sir. Scrooge and Marley's, I believe. Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley has been dead these 7 years. He died 7 years ago this very night.
Oh. As you know, Mr. Scrooge, at this festive season of the year, we attempt to make some slight provision for the poor and the destitute.
Oh, dear, dear. Are there no prisons?
Why, yes, sir. Plenty of prisons.
And the union workhouses, aren't they still in operation?
Yes, they are, sir, but...
I'm very glad to hear it.
Oh. Now, what shall I put you down for, sir?
For nothing.
You wish to be anonymous?
I wish to be left alone. I can't afford to make idle people merry. As a citizen, I help to support the workhouses. Those who are badly off must go there.
Many can't go there. Many would rather die.
Then they had better do it and decrease the surplus population. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Mr. Scrooge, sir.
Well, what is it?
I was just wondering, sir, if...
If you might leave for the night, eh? Well, say it.
Yes, sir.
You want all day tomorrow, I suppose, Mr. Cratchit?
If it's quite convenient, sir.
It's not convenient and hardly reasonable.
It's only once a year, sir.
Once a year. A poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. Well, I suppose you must have it.
Oh, thank you, sir.
But you'll be here all the earlier next morning. I felt no twinge of conscience that fateful Christmas Eve, no pang of remorse, no sense of guilt, for I had never known these weakling sentiments. Why, then, did my dark chambers seem darker than they ever had before? Why did I start in fear as I crossed the gloomy threshold of my house? What was there waiting for me? I stood in the blackness, suddenly shaken by a chill, as though an icy hand had clasped its fingers round my heart. Then, slowly, I mounted the stairs. Once in my room, I knew I would be safe. Once locked behind my heavy door, this nameless fear that clutched at me would be gone. Quickly, I made myself ready for bed. And then, in the flickering light of my solitary candle, I saw it. Stood in the shadows, shining with a sickly bluish gleam. Its eyes were staring into mine. Two dead eyes staring out of a dead face. Who are you? What do you want with me? Who are you?
Ask me rather who I was.
You...
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
Marley, I know you now. But you're dead. You're dead. Why have you come here?
It is required of every man that the spirit within him should walk abroad among his fellow men, and travel far and wide, And if that spirit goes not forth in life, it is condemned to do so after death.
No, stand back.
His spirit is doomed to wander through the world and witness happiness it cannot share, but might have shared on earth.
You are fettered. You're in chains. Tell me why.
I wear the chain I forged in life. Of my own free will I wore it. I made it link by link and yard by yard. Is its pattern strange to you?
Money boxes, keys, and padlocks.
Yes. Heavy purses wrought in steel. I think you know this pattern well.
You were always a good man of business, Marley.
Business. Mankind was my business. Charity, mercy, forbearance were my business. But I turned my back on these and looked for wealth. I suffer for it now.
But you are 7 years dead. You are beyond suffering.
Hear me. My time is nearly gone. As I have suffered, so will you. For your life is mean, your soul is shriveled, as mine was. But while that life still beats in you, you have yet one chance, one hope of escaping my fate.
What hope is that you speak of? Tell me, Marley.
You will be haunted by 3 spirits. Look for the first in the dark of the morning when the clock strikes 1. The second spirit on the stroke of 2. The third will come when the bell tolls 3. Look to see me no more, but remember well what I have said. Remember and take heed. Remember.
How long I slept I do not know, but I awoke in a tremble, the voice of the steeple clock still ringing in my ears as it struck the first hour of Christmas Day. There, at my bedside, as old Marley had warned, was the spirit who had come to haunt me. It was a strange figure, like a child, and yet its hair was white with age. It held a branch of fresh green holly in its hand, and strangest of all, from the crown of its head there sprang a bright, clear light.
You must come with me, Ebenezer Scrooge.
Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold me?
I am.
Who and what are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past.
Well, why have you come? What brings you here?
Your welfare and your reclamation. Rise and walk with me.
Walk? Where?
Through your window, out into the night, out on the wings of the wind. Come with me, Ebenezer Scrooge.
Wait, what place is this? Where are we?
Look there below, and tell me what you see.
I see a school, a cold and draughty hall. I see a long, bare, melancholy room in which a boy sits reading. A solitary child, neglected by his friends, for they have all gone home for Christmas. He wants to cry, but he doesn't dare. Now he lifts his head. I see his face.
His name?
His name is Ebenezer Scrooge.
Here now is the shadow of another Christmas. The boy is older now.
Oh, show me no more.
That girl who sits beside him, they are to be married.
Oh, stop, take me back.
Listen, Ebenezer Scrooge. Hear what she says.
I know it matters little to you, And so I give you your release, Ebenezer.
Spirit, take me back.
You have changed, and your love is not for me any longer. You love money now, and power. Another idol has displaced me. A golden one.
No.
Goodbye, Ebenezer.
She has gone. Out of the room. Out of your life.
Show me no more, I say.
One shadow more.
No, no more.
One glimpse of her at still another Christmas.
No.
Happy in a home that might have been your home.
No.
Laughing with her children who might have been your children.
No, no, leave me. Haunt me no longer, do you hear? Haunt me no longer.
Ronald Coleman will return in just a moment with Act Two of Dickens' Christmas Carol.
And now we continue with Act Two of the world's favorite Christmas story, A Christmas Carol, by Charles Dickens.
Our star in this favorite story production is your host on this series, Ronald Coleman, who recreates especially for our favorite story listeners the role of Scrooge, which he portrayed so memorably in a recent Decca album. In his gloomy bedchamber, Ebenezer Scrooge has just bade farewell to the ghost of Christmas past.
Again I slept. Again the steeple clock tolled out the hour on the Christmas morning air.
Wake up, man, wake up. I am the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me, man. Know me better.
Before me stood a spirit, giant in size, clear-eyed and smiling. On its head there was a crown of holly. It held a great lighted torch high in the air, filling the room with a ruddy glow. I stared at him, more in wonder than in fear.
Have you never seen the likes of me before?
Never.
What? You've never walked with my brothers?
Have you many brothers, Spirit?
More than 1,800. One for every Christmas since the first. Will you come with me, man?
I've seen the Christmases of the past. They brought me no joy.
Oh, come along, man, come along. I will show you the Christmas of today. There is a miserable room in a miserable house where lives a man that you know well.
Oh, now, children, we're going
There, do you see him?
Why, that's my clerk, Bob Cratchit. But the others, I know them not.
Bob Cratchit has a wife and children, 5 children, and all of these mouths are fed and bodies clothed on the 15 shillings which you so kindly give him every week.
A wife and children, I never knew that...
You might have known. You never asked.
That child, the youngest of the 5, he has a crutch. He is a cripple?
The crutch supports his body. His spirit stands alone.
To work now, children. Your father's home. Chairs for the table. Peter, fetch the goose. Yes, Mother. Martha, the potatoes need your hand. Oh, Bob, there's such a goose.
Tiny Tim could tell you that. Couldn't you, Tim?
I smelled it, Mother. I could smell it coming up the stairs. Oh, my little one. And was he a good boy at church, Bob?
As good as gold, eh, Tiny Tim?
It was nice to be in church this morning, Mother. I wanted everyone to see me.
Why, Tiny Tim?
Because I'm a cripple. And if people see a cripple on Christmas Day, why, then they'll remember that this is God's day. And it's God who makes the cripples walk and the blind to see.
Oh, Tiny Tim.
Well, isn't it, Mother?
Yes, dear.
Isn't it, Father?
Who else, my son?
And he'll make me walk, too. Someday I'll just throw away my crutch and I'll never have to use it again. Will I, Father?
Never. Why, you're growing stronger every day. Feel his arm, Mother. Just feel it.
Feel my arm, Mother. Feel my arm.
The goose! The goose is here!
Oh, the
A poor feast. A goose no larger than your hand might cover. But the Cratchits are not hard to please.
There never was such a goose. Now look there. I don't believe there ever was such a goose cooked. The tenderness, the flavor.
And
Here,
the
have some more. Isn't it wonderful and beautiful?
And now the pudding.
Now, children.
A very small pudding for so large a family.
Oh, a wonderful pudding, wonderful. Children, I regard this pudding, I regard it, I say, as the greatest success by Mrs. Cratchit since our marriage. And now, a toast. A Merry Christmas to us all, my dears. God bless us.
A Merry Christmas to us all.
God bless us, everyone.
The feast is over. They gather round the fire now, and Tiny Tim will sing to them. Just one short tune before he's off to bed.
Tiny Tim. He's so pale, so thin. Tell me, will he live? Spirit, will Tiny Tim live?
I see a vacant seat in the poor chimney corner, and a crutch without an owner. If these shadows remain unaltered, the child will die.
No, no, say he will be spared. Tell me he will be spared.
Do you worry? Why? If he is going to die, why then he had better do it, and decrease the surplus population.
No, Spirit, stop, don't go. There must be others in the world. Poor.
Are there
in
no
want.
prisons?
Oh, hear me, they can be helped.
Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?
Spirit, stay. Come back. Come back. The Spirit had gone. I was alone in the wind-swept street, my shoulders bowed with shame. From far off, I heard the hour strike. And looking up, I beheld a third of the spirits. It was a phantom, shrouded in a long black robe. A hood concealed its face, but from the folds of the robe a thin white hand was outstretched toward me, beckoning.
I am the ghost of Christmas yet to come. I will show you the shadows of things that have not happened, but will happen in the time before us.
Ghost of the future, I fear you more than any specter I have seen.
Come. Tell me what you see.
A room, a dark and gloomy chamber. On the bed a figure lies, covered with a shroud. Someone is dead in this room.
Remove the shroud and look upon his face.
I am afraid.
Remove the shroud.
It is my own face that I see. My own.
You are dead, Ebenezer Scrooge.
But why am I alone? Why is there no one here?
There are none to mourn you.
Not one voice lifted in prayer, not one tear shed, alone in the dark forever.
Alone.
No, there must be someone. I have friends.
Come.
No. A graveyard. Have I not seen enough of death?
You looked in vain for mourners at your bed. Now see the face of one lost in grief, a figure by a gravestone kneeling in the fresh-turned earth.
Why, it's Bob Cratchit. Bob Cratchit? But why?
Why? Death has passed his humble house and laid a wreath upon his step.
But the grave, such a small grave, did Tiny Tim die?
Hear the father mourning for his son.
I wish that you could see this place, Tiny Tim. There's grass here, such as you've never seen before, and flowers, too, and birds. You'll like it here, Tiny Tim. There'll be no pain, and you can throw your crutch away at last. And you won't be alone either, for I'll come here every Sunday as I promised. And as I walk home, I'll feel your tiny weight upon my shoulder, the way we used to walk, eh, Tim? And I'll hear your laugh, and I'll see your smile, and I'll think to myself, why, he's here just as he always was. He's here. Tiny Tim. Tiny Tim.
Tiny Tim, born 1838. departed this life, aged 7 years. Must this be? Must that father cry out his heart upon a gravestone? Tell me this must not be.
There was a man named Ebenezer Scrooge. He might have saved this child.
He will. Let me have one chance. It was promised me if I altered my life. I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. The Spirit of God shall strive in me, I swear. Only tell me. Tell me that I may sponge away the writing on that gravestone. Tell me. Suddenly I was back in my room, and the sun was streaming through the window. I had a sudden fear that Christmas Day had passed. With a cry, I sprang from my bed and threw open the window. Hey, you there, boy! What day is it?
Eh?
What day?
Today? Why, it's Christmas Day!
Christmas Day. I haven't missed it. Hello there, my fine fellow.
Hello?
You know the poultry shop at the corner?
I should hope I do.
Oh, an intelligent boy. Have they sold the prize turkey was hanging there?
What? The turkey as big as me?
Ha ha ha, delightful boy. Pleasure to talk to him. Is he still there?
It's hanging there now.
Well, then go and buy it, boy.
Oh.
No, I'm in earnest. Here's the money. Go and buy it. Tell him to send it to Bob Cratchit's house, huh? And whatever's left is for you. And hurry, boy, hurry. I've been invited to my nephew's for dinner.
I'm going.
And boy.
Yes, sir?
Merry Christmas, boy, Merry Christmas. And a Merry Christmas it was. I had the pleasure that day of dining with my nephew and his family. A rare treat, I discovered. And I was fortunate enough to meet the gentleman who had asked me for a contribution. He was surprised when old Scrooge pressed the money on him. And Cratchit, I had the double pleasure of raising his salary to such a figure that his eyes bulged almost from their sockets. A rare day. Ha, ha, ha. A rare treat all round. Yes, that was a Christmas for you. And I may tell you that Tiny Tim did not die. He's well and growing stronger day by day. A fine boy. I'll see him tonight at dinner. For this is Christmas once again. Yes, I keep Christmas now. For I have learned this, that no greater glory is given us than the love of fellow man. For in that love is love of God. May we keep Christmas always. May its fires burn forever in our hearts. And so, as Tiny Tim observed, God bless us everyone.
You have just heard the world's favorite Christmas story, A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, starring Ronald Colman.
This has been a holiday greeting from our sponsor and all your good friends here on the Favorite Story program. The most suitable gift we could think of for your Christmas fireside.
Silent night, holy night.
Strange Tales.
RelicRadio.com presents tales of the strange and bizarre, the weird and the wicked. Stories not necessarily of the supernatural, but of the unnatural. Join us now for Strange Tales, featuring radio drama at its most mysterious and unusual. This is Strange Tales. Welcome back. Thanks for joining me this Sunday. We're going to hear from Escape this week, their story from December 29th, 1950, titled The Cave.
You, finding life rather dull, dreaming again of exotic places, wishing you were somewhere else? We offer you Escape.
In the spirit of the Christmas season and its magic effect on all men, Escape brings you a charming fantasy about a small boy who discovered a delightful new world and lived forever after in its enchantment, as Anthony Ellis tells it in The Cave.
It's on days like this that I remember how it used to be before I found the cave. This day in particular. Of course, it's hard to see everything as it really was. Time has a habit of distorting the memories. Memories. Christmas. Christmas Day. Oh, what a long time ago that was. I was 10, and an unpopular uncle had distinguished himself by giving me a flashlight. And it was enormous. 4 batteries and a most incredible gleam to its metal case. I couldn't wait to try it out. And because it was still early afternoon, I could think of only one place that was dark enough for the exciting test. The cave. The big cave whose mouth was near the sand dunes and whose recess was rumored to be miles deep. George Fennell and I had never ventured more than 200 yards or so inside, but on that Christmas afternoon I knew that the cold darkness of the cave would have no fears for George and me. We met near the dunes, as arranged, to compare notes on our respective Christmas presents. It was quite warm, and the snow was beginning to melt in patches. A few gulls were wheeling about nearby. It was as I have remembered it all my life.
That's keen. Listen, I bet it'd work like a searchlight tonight.
I guess it would, all right.
Maybe they'll let us stay up tonight. If it doesn't get cold, we could play pirate. I used my new gun.
I thought we might go in the cave this afternoon.
Hey, that's keen. Oh, maybe they'll get sore. I had to get all dressed up today.
Won't get dirty. Besides, we could go a real long way inside with this.
I wouldn't want to go in too far. They say the cave goes off in a lot of tunnels. You can get lost.
Maybe. If you haven't got a flashlight.
Sure, that's right. And with my gun... Sure, we can explore. Come on. I'll race you to the cave.
I won the race, and we stood at the entrance of the big cave. The arch had a span of about 25 feet, but just inside, it widened until the walls were 70 feet apart and the ceiling was over 50. As we passed from sunlight to shadow, I turned for a moment and looked down to the sea. At the water's edge, a gull stood, motionless, looking up at us, and then, solemnly, as though with disapproval, it too turned about and gazed out over the water. The opening of the cave receded and became small, and we went deeper and deeper.
Shine it up there, Dan. Way up.
Okay.
Gee, I bet that's high.
A mile, I guess.
You're dilly, a mile. Maybe 100 feet. Psst. Bang, bang. Boy, that's keen. Just like a real gun.
Come on, let's look. Let's look the cave down here. It looks like a turn, see?
Well, okay, but we better not go too far.
What's the matter? You scared?
Heck no, but... Well, I gotta get back for dinner. They'll get awful sore if I'm late.
Oh, you won't be late. Come on. I want to see what's around here.
Okay. Hold the light on my gun. I gotta reload. Fish. Who ever heard of fish in a stream like this? Where'd they come from, huh? Where?
I don't know. They say there are fish in caves sometimes. Blind fish.
That's dilly.
What are you stopping for?
We gotta go back now.
Why?
Because it's late. Besides, how do you know which tunnel we took? How? Maybe we could get lost.
Listen. Maybe if we keep on going, we'll find treasure in here.
Treasure?
Sure stands to reason. Maybe like in the pirate book. Somebody came here and buried treasure. Henry Morgan or somebody.
No.
Sure stands to reason. Everybody's like you. They say no, but just suppose. If no one's looked, how'd they know?
I think we better get back. Maybe tomorrow we can look. Cave's getting awful narrow.
We might even find old pirate bones and swords.
You got too much imagination. I heard them saying so at home. I don't want to go any farther.
I'm going to.
Okay. Give me the flashlight.
No. You want to go back? You go back in the dark.
They'll be mad. It's late.
Just for a little while. If we don't find anything, well, then we'll go back.
All right. But only a little while.
I'm thirsty.
You better not drink out of that water. It's probably poison.
Why? Hold the light. I'm going to have a drink.
There you are. See, I told you. Now you'll probably die. It's poison.
Oh, so. It's like the ocean.
Hey, look.
What?
There, coming down the stream, that white thing.
Yeah.
Looks like a piece of paper.
I'm going to get it. Hold on to my hand.
You'll fall in.
Oh, I won't.
Got it. What is it?
I don't know. It looks like a handkerchief.
That's dilly. It's too small. Who'd use a handkerchief like that?
My mother does.
Gee, I'd hate to blow my nose on that. You can almost see through it.
How'd it get down here?
Who cares?
Maybe it's a message. Huh? Like from someone in distress.
I'm going home.
Like a damsel in distress in the pirate book. Hey, we gotta find out. Give me my flashlight. We'll follow the stream.
We followed the stream. We walked by it as the cave twisted and curved. We didn't notice the passageway, which had been getting smaller all the time, suddenly widen out, and the stream, which was becoming a river, and the river... The river!
Hey!
What?
Where's the other side of the water?
There isn't any. It keeps going. It's like a lake.
Or maybe a sea. There's little waves.
Dan.
Huh?
Turn the light around.
The walls are gone. There's no walls.
There's gotta be. It's a cave.
There's no top to it either.
It's just too high to see, that's all. Let's go home. Let's go home right now.
What are you afraid of?
I'm not, but I'm hungry and it's Christmas and... Well, I got things to play with. Come on, Dan. Come on, I want to get outside. What'd you do that for? Turn on the light. Turn it on.
Don't you notice something?
You turn that on. Give it to me.
Oh, wait a minute. I want you to see something. I'll turn it on.
You give it to me. I'm not going to play with you anymore. You give it.
See what you've done?
It's all your fault. I didn't want to come in here anyway. How are we going to get back? It's dark.
No, it isn't. That's what I wanted you to see. Look up there.
I don't see anything.
You will.
Oh. It's like stars. Way, way up.
That's what it is. It's stars.
We stood there, George and I, 10 years old, and for a moment no longer afraid because of the wonder of the thing. There was light from a sky that I knew I had never seen before. Yet I knew I was still in the big cave because when I spoke, the echo of my voice returned.
It's beautiful.
I can't find it. The water's too deep. Dan. Dan.
That's funny.
You're always saying that. It's not going to be funny when we can't get home.
Listen. Dan! Dan! Now you do it.
What for? It's just an old echo.
Go on.
George. Pow.
There. How can there be an echo when there's no cave anymore?
You're trying to scare me. Well, I'm going. You can come too if you want. Dan, please.
I'll bet nobody's ever been in here ever. I'll bet we're the first. Except for pirates, maybe. I wish we could see more.
If my mother hadn't taken away my matches, we could find our way out okay. Gollies, it's night. Come on. Please. I'm hungry. Somebody's here. Somebody else.
Sounds like it's over there.
No, don't go, Dan. Dan, I'm scared. I don't like this place.
Go home if you want to. I can see someone. Look.
Gee.
He's digging in the sand.
Don't let's go any closer, Dan.
Let go of me. I want to see what he's doing.
Look.
Some other people. They got swords.
Got you, Namby, you scurvy wretch! Look on him, bullies! No, don't hit me, Captain. I just wanted to see if the treasure was still there. It's the truth, I did. I'll show you what's there, you pot-bellied toad! No! No, Captain, no! You're killing me! No, please, no! I wasn't touching the treasure! Don't hit me again! Don't kill me! Kill you? I haven't started to kill you yet, Namby. Come on, bullies. Lie on. We'll exercise our appetites for the feast.
Escape under the direction of Norman MacDonald returns in just a moment. There's nothing quite as depressing as being hungry. Hunger is the hand which crushes the will to work. Hunger is the enemy of hope. And there are many, many hungry people today in the war-anguished lands of Europe and the Far East. You can restore that will to work. You can restore hope by combating hunger. And your weapon of combat is a care package. For $10, you can send a care package today. Keep sending them until those people can take care of themselves. And now, back to Escape.
In that faint light from the stars of another world, the world of the big cave, George and I watched. We could only see shadows until someone lit a lantern. And then I knew that I'd been right.
Pirates! Pirates!
I want to go home.
Pirates they were. The most glorious, the gaudiest pirates to sail under the Jolly Roger. The leader was a huge man with a fine, bushy beard and a voice like the trombone in the village band.
How shall we cook him, bullies? Broiled or steamed?
No, Captain, no! He's too tough a morsel for that, Captain. I say, roast him.
Aye, Shil. Roast it'll be.
Nothing like roast Namby, I always say.
We'll cut out his heart first and feed it to the dogs.
I feed him.
Namby, you lily-livered aggravation, say your prayer.
He's gonna kill him. I don't want to watch him.
Shh. Who was that?
I don't know, Captain.
Sounded like a boy. A boy? A boy?
Mayhap 'twas the Lady Alicia.
Bilge. She's in the dungeon, Gunfallen.
Aye, that's true.
It came from over there. Hold the lantern high, Shield.
They'll get us, Dan. We gotta run.
Don't be afraid. If you're not afraid, nothing can happen.
Do you see anything, Gunfallen?
You know it, but save us all. 'Tis a boy. 'Tis two of them.
Well, scupper me. Boy, huh? Hold the little demon. That's it. Boys. Two small boys.
What'll we do with them, Captain?
Hang them, I say. Hang them. They're after the treasure. You! Were it not Christmas, Namby, I should have turned you inside out. Hold your blister blethering jaw. Aye, Captain. Aye, aye. Boy, what's your name?
Dan Embry, sir.
On that one.
George.
He's my friend, George. George Fennell. His father's a policeman.
Where'd you come from, boy?
Greenfield? That's outside the cave.
Cave? What cave? What do you do here? Whose spies are you? Answer up!
Just exploring. We got here, that's all.
Exploring? Where's your ship?
We didn't come in a ship.
What, no ship?
They're boys, Captain. What harm can they do? Come, it's Christmas. I say feed them and send them on their way.
What's Christmas got to do with it? If they're spies, it's the blame for them.
We're not spies. Honest.
We'll look into this further. Meantime, the goose and suckling pig should be ready. I say it's time for the feast. How say you, bullies? Are you hungry, boy?
Yes, sir.
And him?
He's hungry, too.
Then join us, and Merry Christmas. For no man can say Captain Blackton lacks the Christian spirit. Am I right, Namby?
You're right, Captain. Right as rain.
I'd have slit your gullet had you said me nay. Merry Christmas. And break out the rum barrel.
I remember that day, that long ago, the great dining board set upon trestles, the fruits, the wine, roast goose, and pig, the pirates rough in their colorful patched clothing, the songs, and the drinking, and stories of home and sea. Such Christmases are dreamt of, and I had dreamed it to come true. George sat next to me, eyes wide and unbelieving. And after the plum pudding, we were called on to sing a carol. And as we sang, they became quiet, and each sat lost with his own thoughts of sweetness and sadness. The little man Namby, bird-like and asleep. Gunfallen, thin as a twig, a patch over one eye, and the other kindly and wise. Shill and the captain, with tears coursing down their cheeks. These were my pirates, my own.
Born is the King of
Well done. Well done, I say. A dollop of rum for the boys.
Captain, this be an happy day with us. Let's share with those less fortunate.
Less fortunate? Oh, we're all well met.
The Lady Alicia.
Nay, she is our prisoner. Until ransom is paid, so she will remain.
What matter if she grace our table for the evening? It has been long since a woman's been with us.
Aye, that's right. Very well. Send the prisoner here. Bring her from the dungeon.
Then I thought of the fine lace handkerchief we had found in the stream. Would this prisoner, the Lady Alicia, would she have sent the message of distress? And how? They brought her in, and to me she looked as she should have looked, the most beautiful lady in the world, gowned in silks, with a pale but proud face. I fell in love with her, and I was 10. As the night wore on, the pirates grew drowsy, and one after another their heads drooped, and soon all were asleep. Even George, sitting small in his great chair, nodded. I went to the Lady Alicia's side.
It was your handkerchief we found in the stream, wasn't it?
Yes, I had not dared to hope.
But they have you locked in a dungeon.
Beyond my windows a running brook. I prayed that when I dropped the kerchief, it would by some happy chance be discovered.
I found it all right.
You are very brave to have come here.
How long have they kept you in prison?
6 months now. We were sailing to the Indies. Our ship was taken, and I alone survived. Now they hold me for ransom.
That's terrible. Gosh, I wish I could do something to save you.
There is nothing.
I know I'm not very big, but maybe I could fight them.
There are too many for you.
Dan, they're all asleep. Come on, we can get away now. Let's go home.
Home?
Sure, our folks are going to be mad.
George, we gotta save her.
If you could but escape and deliver a message to my father.
Sure, okay. Where does he live?
London. Lord Basingstoke. He will reward you well.
Sure, but we gotta go now.
I don't want to leave you. They'll be angry when they wake up.
My hope will rest in you. I shall pray for your safety and return.
Gee whiz, Dan. Come on.
Go ahead. I'll be right along.
Okay, but hurry up. I'll wait by the water.
Will you be all right?
Yes.
Suppose I come back and you're not here.
I shall try to leave a message.
I'm Dan.
I know.
When I get older, I'll marry you. You're beautiful.
I'll wait for you. You must go before they awake.
I don't want to go.
You will come back to me. Here.
I love you.
Hurry up, Dan. Gee whiz, I want to get home. They'll be mad. Mother said not to be late for dinner.
We gotta save Lady Alicia. Don't forget.
Okay, but hurry up. It's dark. Do you know which way to go?
I know.
I don't want to fall in the stream and get all wet. I got my good clothes on.
You won't.
I'm sorry I dropped your flashlight in. I'll save up, get you another.
I don't mind.
I bet it's awful late. I'm glad it's Christmas. Maybe they won't mind.
We followed the tunnels one to the other. The stream flowed with us, urging us on. It was dark, but I knew the way. We felt along the damp walls of the cave, and at every step we moved further away from my world. And suddenly, from a great distance, we saw a tiny circle of light, a dot which grew and grew until it was the size of a gold sovereign.
There it is, Dan. It's the entrance. And it's still light out. I won't be late for dinner.
And I was afraid. I was afraid because I knew that if I stepped out into that sunlight, I should never be able to find my way back again. Never.
Hey, what are you stopping for? Why?
George?
If we run, we can be home before the sun goes down. For Pete's sake, Dan, what's the matter with you?
I'm not coming with you.
Oh, gee, what's the...
I gotta go back.
Go back? What do you want to do that for?
I got to. I don't want to leave her. The pirates. I want to go back.
Pirates? Who?
The Lady Alicia.
Gee whiz, Dan. Come on, it was only a game. Come on.
You've forgotten. I knew you would. I'm not going with you.
You better. I'm going to tell your mother. You'll get it.
Goodbye, George.
Dan? Dan! Come back. Dan, what's the matter with you? Dan? You'll get lost. Dan? Dan! Don't go in there again. We played long enough. Come back. Come back. Dan? Dan? Dan?
I turned away from George and the speck of light that was outside. His voice followed me, plaintive and lonely. And then as I found the stream again, there was no sound but that of gentle water and my own steps. And the stream became a river, and the river broadened, and the walls of the cave fell away, and I'd found my pirates again. It's on days like this that I remember how it used to be before I found the cave. This day in particular. Sometimes I wonder what happened to George and what it's like outside the cave, but I don't really mind. After all, the Lady Alicia kept her promise and waited for me until I grew up. Now, everything is as I'd always dreamed it in the books. Oh, Captain Blackton, well, he's still here. A little less ferocious, perhaps, than 20 years ago.
Captain?
Yes, Blackton.
If you and milady are ready, sir, the turkeys are cooked, and the men are waiting your pleasure.
Very well, Blackton. Thank you. And a Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Captain. Thank you, sir. And a Merry Christmas to you, sir.
Under the direction of Norman MacDonald, Escape has brought you The Cave by Anthony Ellis. Featured in the cast were John Daner, Georgia Ellis, Peggy Weber, Jay Novello, Charlie Lung, Lou Krugman, Wilms Herbert, and Eileen Erskine. The special music for Escape was composed and conducted by Ivan Ditmars.
Next week, escape with us to a placid English village and the company of an equally placid little old man who one day shook the world, as H.G. Wells told it in his delightful story, The Man Who Could Work Miracles.
Where does the world stand? Where's it heading as 1951 approaches? Next Sunday, CBS will bring you an exciting, timely appraisal of the world situation and some of the answers when 10 top CBS News correspondents are heard in a special broadcast entitled The Challenge of the 50s, Years of Crises. Remember, that's next Sunday afternoon on most of these same CBS stations. Now, stay tuned for Make-Believe Town, which follows immediately on most of these same CBS stations. Roy Rowan speaking. This is CBS, where you spend an hour with Frank Sinatra every Sunday afternoon on the Columbia Broadcasting System.